Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. Today we are going to be taking a look at David Bowie's The Next Day. I love Bowie. You can't not love Bowie. Bowie was one of the agreed upon musicians in my house between both my parents. So Bowie was good as a kid. We could get away with Bowie. Both me and my sister. Labyrinth killed it. Because it's Bowie. But The Next Day was David Bowie's second to last album before his unfortunate passing due to cancer. This album was released in 2013. There are two versions of the album. There is a regular version, and then there's a version with bonus tracks. I picked up the version with the bonus tracks, and that is how I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at an album with the bonus tracks because to me it does honestly make a difference. One thing I do want to mention about the album before we get going here, sorry about when I do those pauses for dead space, but this album really does cover a diversity of vibes from Bowie's career, I find. I think this album in its own almost feels like it could or should be a greatest hits album with the vibe of the songs, with the flow of the songs. Like if you pick up a Bowie's greatest hits album that covers, not just the 70s, but into the 80s, even possibly right up to 90. This is kind of what the vibe of this is to me. That's how it feels with the way the music flows and whatnot. So we're going to just kick into it. The album starts off with the title track, The Next Day. Great upbeat number, gets you moving right off the bat. I will say one thing about Bowie, man. Bowie always gets me dancing, And seriously, I dance through the house with Bowie. You just can't help it. Once again, watched Labyrinth a lot as a kid. Just, you see Bowie, you hear Bowie, you want to dance, man. And The Next Day does. It gets you up and just right away, it's all dancey and, just moving and grooving. And it's a great way to kick off an album, especially if you're not planning on releasing any singles off the album. It's a good start song, the automatic single, right? From there, next track up is Dirty Boys. Dirty Boys. It is a great second track. It's the track titles, I will say, you can get a lot about these songs just from the track titles. Dirty Boys does have a dirty vibe to it. It's slinky. It's a little grimy. It almost in certain ways has that cartoonish walking down a dark alley, like, the music you'd hear in the background of the old Warner Brothers cartoons or even old Disney cartoons, stuff like that. Back when, they weren't worried about, offending people, stuff like that, where it was, just about the humor itself, right? You get that. I'm even picturing like a little skeleton following Pluto or something like that, right? But that's what Dirty Boys is kind of like musically. It's got that vibe to it. Really fun. The Stars, in brackets, are out tonight. This song I like for two reasons. One, musically, it's a fun song. It really is a good, enjoyable song. It's upbeat again, we go from upbeat to kind of dark and slinky, a little slower, and then the Stars Are Out Tonight brings it right back upbeat again. And I like the lyrics of this song because it harkens back to Bowie always taking shots at celebrity and fame and whatnot. And Bowie's always had issues with the way, especially in the U.S., celebrities are treated and the way that fame is treated in the U.S. He's always been a little gun shy with it. And The Stars is his commentary on that, really, like it's about the obsession with celebrity and all these Hollywood stars and stuff like that and their lives. And it's kind of, it's like what fame was. From there, we go on to Love Is Lost. It sounds like you would have, expect. It's got that melancholy vibe to it. is very... I like this one because it's not just melancholy, but, Bowie is often seen as helping inspire the modern romantic era, which in turn kind of became intertwined with the goth era, sort of. And Love is Lost really kind of takes that modern romantic era and mixes it with that goth era quite nicely, going back to Labyrinth, you can almost picture Jared the Goblin King up in the tower, singing this song. That's kind of how I would go with it. Where Are We Now follows that up. This was the lead-off single. It might have been the only single, I don't remember. I do know they made an official music video for Where Are We Now. That's how I found out about this album, because I stumbled across the video and I went, oh, this is awesome. And I was thankful I stumbled across it before the album actually came out, so I could buy the album when it was released. Where Are We Now, though, it's a beautiful song. It's just reflecting on life, really. And it's got that whole vibe and that dreamlike kind of quality of reflecting on it. But at the same time, it's not the melancholy of reflecting on a couple, or it's not the melancholy of reflecting on a person's life. It's melancholy reflection of the world. I mean, you got to figure this album's 2013, so at that point, Bowie's already got, like a solid 45 years of a career under his belt. Not just his life, but his actual music career, and seeing all these different things all over the world and everything that's come to pass. And you can hear that in this song. You can hear those reflections in this song. From there, we go to Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. Part of this one reminds me of his time period with Trent Reznor there. I don't know what it is, but there's something about Valentine's Day just really kind of pings at me, like it really goes to that time period. If You Can See Me. All right. This is the only song on the album I don't care for. It is, honestly, a fantastic song if you enjoy the style of music that it's done in. I don't. I hate the drumming on this song. Absolutely loathe the drum pattern. It's what kills the song for me. It's cool. It's really cool, but it's going to be one of those songs you either like it or you don't. And me, I don't like it. I just don't. It does. But it should not be ignored. It is still a fantastic track. It's just not a song I listen to. That's all. After that, we go to I'd Rather Be High. I really enjoy I'd Rather Be High. And it's not because, I'd rather be high, man. Let's go smoke a fucking bowl, man. No, nothing like that, okay? And sorry about the voice. I like to do voices. I'd Rather Be High is, if you listen to the lyrics of it, it's that poor guy that's out in the desert in the military, and he doesn't want to be killing people. He'd much rather be high. So it actually has meaning to it. It's not just about I'd rather be high. From there we go Boss of Me. Boss of Me, good tune. It's a great album track. I'm not one way or the other with it. Dancing Out in Space gets you up and dancing, man. It really does. It's a good tune. Like, that's one thing I love about this album. This album really, you can get up and you can dance. If you're one of those people like me, when you're cleaning the house, you like to have tunes on so you can boogie and dance and move around while you're cleaning. This is an album to throw on for that. Yes, I am a domestic engineer, folks. This is a domestic engineer's album. So, whatever. From there, How Does the Grass Grow? It's another song that's a good album cut. It's not a song I go out of my way to listen to, but this is an album I throw on so I can just let the album run, and this is one of those reasons why I like the album cuts that are on here. From there, next one, You Will, in brackets, and then the track title, Set the World on Fire. I absolutely adore this song. This song should be everyone's theme. Everybody, I think, really, to some degree, should get up in the morning, put this song on, and wake up to it. It's the positive affirmation just about going out there and literally, not with a lighter setting the world on fire, but that whole, well, I mean, if you're Rammstein, get out there and set the world on fire. Kiss can get out there. Metallica. There's some bands get out there and set the world on fire, baby. But you know what I'm saying, folks. That's what this is. Get out there. Just blow up the world. The world is yours to take. Get out there, set the world on fire. Or there's a few other ways you could take it as well. Because it's not as simple as being a celebrity and setting the world on fire, like I make it sound there. It's even your intelligence. Just get out there in general, like blow up the world, make the world think. Critical thinking. Critical people, critical thinking. Okay, that's enough of that. From there we go to You Feel So Lonely You Could Die. That song sounds exactly as the track sounds, okay? It's beautiful. It is absolutely a beautiful song. It is. It's so quiet, sort of, but so beautiful and soulful and just grabs you. It does. It gets you in the right spot. Now, if you got the original version, or not the original, if you got the normal version of the album, the normal version ends with the song Heat. Heat is a really cool track. It's kind of a little experimental. It gets you out there. It's interesting way to end the album. And if you've watched my other reviews, you've heard me talk about how ending an album is really important. You have to have the right song. This may not have been the right song to end the album on, but I am glad there's bonus tracks for that reason. And we're going into the bonus tracks. So She is a good tune. It's a fun poppy tune. I swear to God, I heard it on an episode of Doctor Who, and it was recorded for Doctor Who. I don't know. It might be written in the notes in here. It might be online. I've never bothered to check. The notes in here are really hard to read the way they're done. That's why I'm not talking about the musicians or anything like that, or who may have done what on what tracks and stuff like that. But we're gonna, So She, it's a good, fun poppy tune. Plan is an instrumental. That's cool. That means that Bowie at least was playing on the instrumental. Bowie may have done the whole entire thing. Bowie is, in fact, a talented musician and can, in fact, play multiple instruments. So, if that's the case, Bowie may have done the whole entire track by himself, but it's a good instrumental track. It's worth checking out. Now, the reason why I dig the fact that I got all the bonus tracks is the very last one, I'll Take You There, is a phenomenal way to finish the album. It really is. It's a great cut. It gets you up. It gets you moving. It gets you grooving. It's one of those dance tracks I'm talking about where you just can't help but want to move. Even if you're in your seat, man, you just want to move in your seat. It's that type of track. It's that much fun. It's that good. The whole way around, this is a great album. I really do enjoy it. Is it Bowie's best? No, it's not Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Spoilers. Anyways, but it is, if Bowie had not lived long enough to complete Black Star, this would have been the best going out on album I could think of. Black Star is a whole different discussion on its own. this would have been a phenomenal last album. This would have been an amazing last album. As it was, considering David Bowie had cancer and was fighting cancer at the time while he was doing this album, it's a spectacular album, even without the cancer part. As a Bowie album itself, it is a really, really good Bowie album. Go out, pick it up. It's worth it. You'll enjoy it. You know, it'll get you moving. It'll get you grooving. You will have a fun time. It's enjoyable for that reason and that reason alone, folks. So that being said, the next day, good time. You know the usual bit. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button. Subscribe. That way you get notifications when I release new stuff. Otherwise, I love you all. Peace. Take care.